That was Ace's mistake.
Exploring Gary Cooper's Westerns of the 50s. One of the most iconic leading men in the Western genre, an everyday man with a mild demeanor, and understated actor that undoubtedly found his stride in the 50s with 12 Westerns, including the Western that invigorated his career, High Noon. Today we will take a look at his 50s Westerns, from one of the most important decades for Westerns. I know there will be some grumbling from the hardcore Western traditionalists based on the time frame and locations of some of these movies. Let's concentrate on celebrating the genre and not be too technical. If you enjoyed this video, hit the notification button to get my new videos. If you want to check out my many other videos, head over to my channel. The link is in the description. Please take a moment to like and subscribe to the channel as well. I appreciate it. Let's get started. Bright Leaf, 1950. Once, magnate Major Singleton ran the royals out of the Kingsmont tobacco country for daring to make lowly cigarettes. Now, in 1894, Brant Royal, last of his name, is back, forceful and macho. Brant intends to re-establish his family, no matter what it takes. Two lovely women have waited for him. Bordello keeper, Sonia, with love. Singleton's daughter, Margaret, with hatred and desire. As automation rears its head, the struggle attains an epic quality. Will Royal cigarettes flood the market? Will Brant pick the wrong woman? Dallas, 1950. After Confederate officer Blade Hollister's home and family are destroyed by the Marlowe brothers during the Civil War, he swears revenge, refusing to surrender, and becomes a wanted man. Hollister fakes his own death in order to pursue the three brothers into Texas, in a staged gunfight with friend Wild Bill Hickok. He befriends Martin Weatherby, the newly appointed U.S. Marshal to Dallas, an affable but not experienced lawman, allows Hollister to assume his identity. The eldest of the Marlowe brothers, Will, masquerades as a law-abiding real estate agent and feigns righteous indignation over the brutal acts of lawlessness and violence delivered on the citizens of Dallas by his brothers Cullen and Bryant. Their parents were fond of the renowned poet William Cullen Bryant. Hollister becomes a rival for the affections of Weatherby's aristocratic fiancée, Tonya Robles. Martin wonders whether he should let Blade know that he's been pardoned and free to marry her after the Marlowes have been defeated.
You ain't gonna talk your way out of it this time, Marshal.
You won't either, Brian.
Distant Drums, 1951. Navy Lieutenant Tufts accompanies Scout Quincy Wyatt into the Everglades to rout the Seminole Indians who are threatening the early settlers in Florida. When the command is forced to run, Wyatt and Seminole Chief Osceola square off in an exciting climax. Except for Larry Chance, the actors playing Seminole Indian warriors were in fact real Seminoles. The main villain, Chief Osceola, is based on the real-life Seminole leader Osceola.
The only retreat was to cross the wild, steaming, swamp-ridden Everglades, say the unknown jungle, dark, weird, beautiful, deadly. Here was the constant menace of mutiny, danger of a reckless woman, Seminoles, driving them deeper and deeper into this trackless green inferno. The baby lost battalion in a lost world.
We ain't running anymore. We're gonna stay right here and we're gonna fight.
All right, come on, go right to it. Bringing dynamic force to this giant of all adventure stories is Gary Cooper as Captain Alden, fiery new star, prisoner of war, who became a captain.
Ocala, come out of hiding and face me where I meet all crocodiles, in the wild.
Meet me with your old weapon, the knife.
High noon, 1952. On the day he gets married and hangs up his badge, Marshal Will Kane is told that a man he sent to prison years before, Frank Miller, is returning on the noon train to exact his revenge. Having initially decided to leave with his new spouse, Will decides he must go back and face Miller. However, when he seeks the help of the townspeople he has protected for so long, they turn their backs on him. It seems Kane may have to face Miller alone, as well as the rest of Miller's gang, who are waiting for him at the station.
Amy.
I mean it. If you won't go with me now, I'll be on that train when it leaves here.
I've got to stay.
Town left him to face 4 killers, single-handed. It's held such excitement.
Miller!
Springfield Rifle, 1952. Major Lex Kearney, dishonorably discharged from the Army for cowardice in battle, has actually volunteered to go undercover to try to prevent raids against shipments of horses desperately needed for the Union war effort, falling in with the gang of jayhawkers and Confederate soldiers who have been conducting the raids. He gradually gains their trust and is put in a position where he can discover who has been giving them secret information, revealing the routes for the horse shipments.
Fought over frozen crags and canyons, pitfalls and man-traps, to the very top of the world. And the rest of the world watched and waited, while an undaunted man and an untried gun wrote a valiant new chapter into the annals of conflict. It's Gary Cooper as Major Kearney, leader of the Springfield Patrol.
When you pay your respects to Colonel John, you tell him to mind his own business. I'm minding mine.
Why'd you volunteer for this assignment, Lex?
Because I wanted to see this war ended, quick.
Then get on with this job. If you don't, you'll have to spend the rest of your days with a brand on you.
Aaron, you don't believe...
Yes, I do. I wouldn't put anything past you. After the way you've acted.
Listen.
Let go of me.
They can stay under cover in those trees all day and they can slip out tonight. We got to smoke them out of there.
Blowing Wild, 1953. In South America, Jeff Dawson and his partner, Dutch Peterson, have invested all their savings in a lease contract to explore oil. However, their expectation is ruined when bandits blow the derrick of the oil well. They get stranded in a town without money. In despair, they accept the risky transportation of nitroglycerin to make $800. Dutch is shot in the leg by road thieves. Jeff discovers that their employer is a trickster and they don't get paid for the job. When a former friend, Paco Conway, meets them, Jeff finds that he is the local tycoon and is married to Marina Conway, who has a past with him. Paco hires Jeff as his foreman to help him with his oil wells, while Dutch recovers in hospital. Meanwhile, the criminals extort Paco to pay $50,000, otherwise they will blow his wells, while Marina revives her love for Jeff, leading the trio to a tragedy.
Look, Jeff, if you... Forget it. I better go and find Dutch. We got a job to do tomorrow.
Oh, don't go, Jeff. Just when I find you again.
He really needs you.
Good night, Marina.
Good night.
Oh, Jeff, on that well the bandits blew up, you You still got the lease?
Yeah, why?
Just asking. Look, don't disappear again. Let's keep in touch. He's a great guy.
Garden of Evil, 1954. 3 Americans are headed by ship around the Cape to the California goldfields. When they are put ashore for several weeks in a sleepy little Mexican village. While there, they are offered the job of following a lady deep into the Indian-infested mountains of Mexico to rescue the lady's husband, trapped by a cave-in at their gold mine. For the job they are promised $2,000 each, while each contemplates their own chances for getting the lady and/or the gold mine, if they can survive to enjoy it.
Well, she put you in your place.
All of us.
You know, at first I thought she was one of those women who come along every so often and fascinate men without trying, or even knowing why.
And now?
What'd he come here for?
For God. A little better reason than ours, wasn't it?
Vera Cruz, 1954. After the American Civil War, mercenaries travelled to Mexico to fight in their revolution for money. The former soldier and gentleman, Benjamin Train, meets the gunman and killer, Joe Aaron, and his men. And together they are hired by the Emperor Maximilian and the Marquis Henry de Labrador to escort the Countess Maria Duval to the harbour of Vera Cruz. Ben and Aaron find that the stagecoach is transporting $3 million in gold, hidden below the seat, and their scheme to steal it. Along their journey, betrayals and incidents happen, changing their initial intentions.
Looks like we tied up with the wrong outfit.
Friendly Persuasion, 1956. The story of a family of Quakers in Indiana in 1862. Their religious sect is strongly opposed to violence and war. It's not easy for them to meet the rules of their religion in everyday life. But when Southern troops pass the area, they are in real trouble. Should they fight, despite their peaceful attitude? Cooper hated the way he appeared in the film so much that he never watched it after seeing the rushes. He initially turned the film down because he didn't believe the American public would not accept him as a devout Quaker father.
You know, you are married to an artist.
Jess, I forbid thee to have this instrument.
Forbid, Eliza?
For thy own sake, Jess, I forbid.
Eliza, when thee asks or suggests, I'm like putty in thy hands, but when thee forbids, thee is barking up the wrong tree. Come on, Quigley.
Man of the West, 1958. On his way to hire a school teacher, a homesteader is left 100 miles from anywhere. When the train he is on is robbed. With him are an attractive dancehall girl and an untrustworthy gambler, and he decides to get shelter nearby from outlaw relatives he used to run with. They don't trust him, and he loathes them, but they decide he can help them with one last bank job. The last film Gary Cooper made before having plastic surgery in 1958. Jean-Luc Godard, a film critic before he became a director, raved about the film, saying it was the best film of that year. Because of his recommendation, the film was re-evaluated and is now considered a classic western.
Made him remember. It's a rare, extraordinary western, crackling with the most electrifying scene.
I love touching you.
The Hanging Tree, 1959. In 1873, on the Gold Trail, Montana, the mysterious Dr. Joseph Frail arrives in the town of Skull Creek with miners in the gold rush. Frail buys a cabin on the top of a hill and sees small-time thief, Rune, wounded and chased by a mob who want to hang him. Frail helps and heals Rune. In return, he makes the young man his bondservant. The alcoholic healer and preacher, George Grubb, tells the locals that Frail, who is an excellent gambler and gunfighter, he is a devil and has a mysterious past, but nobody pays attention. Soon the stagecoach is robbed by thieves and kill the passengers, but the coachman survives, and 3 days later he reaches Skull Creek. He tells that the horses had sped down the hill with a young woman inside the stagecoach. The men organise a pursuit, and the rude Frenchy plant finds the Swedish Elizabeth Mailer burnt and blind. Dr. Frail and Rune take care of her. When Elizabeth is healed, she falls into an unrequited love with Dr. Frail. They form a partnership with Frenchy, and Dr. Frail secretly finances them to start their business with the Lucky Lady Mine. When Elizabeth learns that Frail is helping her, she is upset and promises to pay her debt. During a heavy rain, a tree falls at the mine, and the trio of partners finds a fortune in gold under the tree. Frenchy takes some gold to town to buy drinks with the locals. When he is drunk, he takes actions that will affect the lives of the locals and Skull Creek, mostly of Frail, Elizabeth, and Rune. They came to Cordura, 1959, after a cavalry charge during the 1916 US war against Pancho Villa. Unheroic Awards officer Tom Thorne, who is obsessed with the nature of courage, recommends 4 men for the Medal of Honor. He is ordered back to Cordura with them, and prisoner Adelaide Geary, Gringo who sheltered the enemy on the arduous journey. Thorne's heroes show a different face, and Thorne may have one last chance to prove he's no coward. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments. I appreciate your likes and subscribers. Hit the notification button to get my new videos. Take a look at my channel and check out my Facebook page. The links are in the description. I am Wrangler. Bye for now. See you again soon.
Interesting facts about famous people.